Hello, Yankees Nation. Welcome back to your go-to channel, New York Yankees News Network, where we deliver every pitch, swing, and storyline from the Bronx Bombers to your screen. Today, we've got some jam-packed and urgent updates that just surfaced a few hours ago. And trust me, if you bleed pinstripes, you definitely don't want to miss what's going on with our Yankees right now. From alarming offensive struggles to critical player updates that could shape the next series, this is the news every true fan needs to hear. And hey, if you're new here, or even if you've been with us a while, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single Yankees update. Let's keep the Yankee pride strong and growing together. Now let's get into our first breaking story, and it's one that's raising eyebrows across the league. Update 1. Yankees hit historic low in Boston as offense falls flat again. Yankees fans, brace yourselves. This weekend series against the Boston Red Sox wasn't just bad, it was historically bad. The Yankees have officially tied a century-old franchise record for the fewest runs scored in a single series in Boston. You have to go back more than 120 years to find this level of offensive disaster against our greatest rival. In Sunday's finale, the Yankees were blanked 2-0, marking just the third shutout loss of the season. The bats were cold all series long. They've scored only 4 runs in the last 4 days, and just 1 run total against Boston, starting pitchers over 3 entire games. Let that sink in. Max Fried, who pitched like a true ace, deserved better. He tossed 7 strong innings, racking up 9 strikeouts and inducing 3 double plays. But what did he get in return? 0 run support. 1 single mistake to Rafael Devers cost him a solo home run, and that was enough to decide the game. And then there's Aaron Judge, our captain, our power, our heart. But this weekend, he finished 1 for 11 across the series, including 9 strikeouts and a brutal double play in the 8th inning Sunday when the Yankees were threatening to rally. Judge went hitless on Sunday, going 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Yes, he's still the best hitter in baseball, and yes, he's still the favorite for most valuable player. But this series, it was a nightmare. And it wasn't just Judge. The entire offense hit a wall. Trent Grisham was the only Yankee with more than 1 hit. The 5 through 9 spots in the lineup, 0 hits. Not 1. Paul Goldschmidt came off the bench for a pinch hit single, and that was about it. Ben Rice picked off at second base. Just 1 day after Jason Dominguez had his own base-running mistake, mental errors adding fuel to the fire. This wasn't just a cold streak, this was a collective freeze, a collapse. And it's the kind of performance that Paul O'Neill always warns about, when the whole team goes cold at once. Now here's the reality. The Yankees are still in great shape this season. This was one of those rock-bottom moments every team experiences. The key is what happens next. They'll open a 4-game set at home against the Angels starting Monday night. Clark Schmidt gets the ball facing Jose Soriano at Yankee Stadium with first pitch set for 7:05 in the evening Eastern Time. After sweeping the Royals following last weekend's Boston debacle, maybe this is just the jolt they need again. Let's hope the Bombers come out swinging, because this fan base deserves better than another goose egg in the box score. Update 2. Yankees lose veteran arm to Diamondbacks. What this means for the rotation depth. In a move that just became official, veteran right-hander Anthony DeSclafani has signed a major league deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks, effectively ending his short stint with the Yankees organization. And while this might not look like a headline grabber at first glance, this departure could mean more than meets the eye when it comes to the Yankees' long-term rotation depth. Here's the breakdown. DeSclafani, age 35, signed a minor league deal with the Yankees about a month ago and had been grinding at the AAA level. Over 5 starts, he posted an earned run average of 4.50 across 20 innings. He showed decent command, with a strikeout rate of 22.2% and a ground ball rate of 42.4%. Those are league average numbers, respectable, but not necessarily dominant. Still, this is a guy with a solid major league resume. From the year 2015 through 2021, DeSclafani logged nearly 800 innings with a 3.97 earned run average. That was good enough to earn him a 3-year, $36 million deal with the Giants back in 2022. Injuries, especially persistent ankle and elbow issues, unfortunately derailed that stretch. In 2023, he made it back to throw nearly 100 innings, but ended up shut down again after July due to a right elbow flexor strain. He underwent season-ending flexor tendon surgery in March of this year after bouncing between the Mariners and Twins in the offseason. Fast forward to today, he's finally healthy and looking for big league innings, and that's where the Diamondbacks came calling. With their rotations severely depleted, Corbin Burnes and Jordan Montgomery both out with Tommy John surgery, Arizona needed someone with experience. DeSclafani gets a real shot to pitch at the highest level again. So why did the Yankees let him go? The truth is, they simply didn't have the room. Despite some injury scares earlier this season, the Yankees' rotation is surprisingly stable right now. Max Fried continues to be a workhorse. Carlos Rodon has found his rhythm, and Clark Schmidt is returning to the bump. Add in Will Warren, Ryan Yarbrough, and the rehab progress of Marcus Stroman and JT Brubaker, and you've got a starting staff that, at least for now, doesn't have an obvious hole. Even Luis Gil, who's been sidelined, is reportedly throwing bullpens and is close to starting his own rehab assignment. So while DeSclafani's AAA numbers showed potential, there was no clear path to the Bronx. But here's the kicker, and this is why fans should care. Depth can disappear fast in this game. All it takes is one injury, one long-term issue, and suddenly you're digging through the system for someone who's ready to step up. Losing a veteran arm like DeSclafani could hurt more than expected later in the year, especially if a starter falters or goes down. For DeSclafani, this is a second chance to revive his major league career. For the Yankees, it's a calculated loss in a system where health and performance will decide everything over the next 3 months. Let's hope this gamble doesn't come back to haunt us come October. Update 3. Yankees reliever Jake Cousins facing Tommy John. Decision after major setback. And now, Yankees Nation, our third and most concerning development comes from the bullpen. Right-handed reliever Jake Cousins may be heading for Tommy John surgery, and this would be a devastating blow for a pitcher who was quietly one of the Yankees' most effective arms in 2024. Let's rewind a bit. Cousins hasn't pitched at the major league level this season due to a flexor strain in his throwing arm, but he had been on a rehab assignment recently, slowly working his way back in the minors. However, in his latest outing for High A, he was pulled due to a setback, and that setback may be more serious than initially feared. Manager Aaron Boone revealed just days ago that Cousins is now dealing with what appears to be a ulnar collateral ligament, UCL, injury, the kind that typically leads to Tommy John surgery. While the final decision hasn't been made, Boone admitted the situation is trending in that direction. That's a hard pill to swallow, especially when you remember how effective Cousins was last year. After being acquired from the White Sox in a low-profile spring training deal that sent cash to Chicago, Cousins turned into a hidden gem in the Yankees' bullpen. In 37 appearances, he pitched 38 innings, posted an impressive 2.37 earned run average, and struck out a whopping 34.2% of opposing batters. That's elite-level stuff. Yes, his walk rate was high, over 12%, but the swing and miss arsenal was real. He gave manager Boone another legitimate weapon to bridge the gap from the starters to the closers. He even worked his way into high-leverage situations when others struggled. Simply put, he had become a trusted piece of the bullpen. But now, his health is once again in question. This isn't his first injury rodeo either. Cousins has a long history of ailments, ranging from biceps and shoulder inflammation to pectoral and elbow issues. Since making his debut with Milwaukee back in 2021, he's pitched just over 169 innings combined across both majors and minors, a low total for a 4-year span. Despite all that, the talent has always flashed. A career earned run average under 3 in the major leagues and a strikeout rate near 33% is no joke. But durability is becoming the ultimate hurdle. If Cousins does undergo Tommy John surgery, the rehab process will likely cost him the remainder of this season and potentially part of next year. That would be a massive setback, not just for him, but also for the Yankees' bullpen outlook. While the pen has held its own this season, arms like Cousins are hard to replace mid-year, especially with the trade deadline looming and injury risk growing as we move deeper into summer. For now, the Yankees are waiting on second and third medical opinions before finalizing a decision. But fans, prepare yourselves. We may not see Jake Cousins on the mound again for quite some time. And that wraps up today's critical updates from your New York Yankees news network. From historic offensive struggles in Boston to losing a seasoned arm to the Diamondbacks, and now facing the real possibility of losing Jake Cousins to surgery, it's been a roller coaster 24 hours for the Bronx Bombers. But if there's one thing we know about this team, it's that resilience runs deep in the pinstripes. A new series begins, opportunities open up, and the fight to October continues. If you found today's video informative, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a comment below. How concerned are you about the Yankees' offense? Should the team look for bullpen help at the trade deadline? Until next time, stay locked in, stay passionate, and as always, let's go Yankees.